We're still we're in a very small space right now. Essentially, we're in the storage room because the rest of the office is still being worked on. Hopefully, by the end of November, if not before, it'll all be done. And so we can go back to actually recording in the correct room and, frankly, clean up the office a bit. But that's moving along nicely. We're still looking, if anyone hears this, so we're still, who's looking for a job and have a talented programmer, we're still looking for additional programmers. We've been talking to a couple folks about music, actually, and adding a score to the game. We know we have to have one at some point, but it'd be nice if we get started a little bit earlier with that. Let's see, what else? That's really it. I mean, we've really been so heads down over the last few weeks in trying to get the game to the pre-alpha stage that we, haven't been talking a lot, and we haven't been doing really anything except, for the most part, that's related to that. So, that's it on big updates. Again, things, frankly, couldn't be going better right now. Yeah. So, as always, folks, especially to our IT guys who are just so helpful, not only over the last few weeks, but over the last few months. Thank you so very much for your time and your support, both of the IT process and for everyone here who may be hearing this, and for all our backers, as always. We thank you very much for your support. And so now I'll do some Q&A. So the rules for this Q&A, try to focus one question, please. If I skip your question, feel free to ask it again. I certainly would rather answer questions about pre-alpha, but if I see some that interest me, I'll certainly be willing to ask more. Answer more. It's about what, 4:18. So let's say we do this until 5 o'clock. So let's go. Let's start with the questions. How long will be the test? Each test will probably be an hour. The stress tests will be longer. We plan on running a lot of tests. So this will not be, just so we're very clear about this, this won't be a pre-alpha testing period where we run one test a week and go, hey, we just ran a test for you guys. We want to have a lot of tests. We don't want to burn you guys out, obviously, on testing or even playing the game, because it is closer to a game than now just an engine. So you will certainly have a ton of opportunities over the next 5 months to get into the game if you're alpha or above. And that's the thing. This is bonus time. Am I happy that we were late? No, of course not. It sucked. But I am very happy that we can offer this to you folks, to our alpha folks, who will now be able to get in and, see the build and see the game ahead of, I don't want to say schedule, but ahead of our current schedule. IT is, of course, invited to all tests. That's part of being IT. Plan on releasing some instructions on how to submit a bug in the correct way. I will be forums for now. Question about my diet. Well, thank you very much. I've been working really hard over the last 5 weeks at the gym. I go 4 or 5 times a week, and so far the body's held up. So thank you for that. I am quite a lot thinner, and for all the right reasons. Question, are the AMD card frame rate issues fixed? As of now, there are no open issues with AMD cards, as far as I know. There may be something on Andrew's list that I'm not aware of, but I doubt it. So no worries there. Are people allowed to stream or YouTube the tests? No. This is pre-alpha, folks, and until we are, ready to go public with it, then we're not going to allow streaming or distribution. And we ask everyone to honor that request. Do we expect to keep an NDA up for the entire process, including alpha? Actually, no, we don't. But because what we're going to be showing is not the gameplay of Camelot Unchained when we launch, we certainly don't want a bit of confusion. I mean, we don't intend to have projectiles that can track over a 400 millimeter, a 400 meter map from side to side. We don't expect to have, some of the other things that, whether it's the very, very long cooldowns of some individual spells, though we will have long cooldowns, for example, and long cast times for group spells, which is a BSC thing. We're not going to have those in the finished game. Just as in this, game, we may have spells that are even quicker than we plan on having, just so we can test some of those things. Can we read behind keys in pre-alpha? Yep, already done. Are you going to be able to test for exploits? Yeah, God, I hope so. That's part of what we want for both our alpha and IT guys. Will people still be able to buy alpha access? Oh, absolutely. The alpha access you can buy certainly at least until we open alpha, which hopefully will be in February. Will there be any NPCs, especially one that looks like me, so you can kill me? I certainly have a sense of humor about that, no problem, but we won't have that in for right now. Are we going to put some of the content of the website in Spanish? If we can get volunteer folks to help translate and localize from our backers, we'll be happy to do that. Will characters be wiped after each test? Valdez, these are not characters, as you know. These are archetypes. Will we wipe? Yes. We're going to wipe early. We're going to wipe often. I said this before the Kickstarter, I think, even on one of the either Reddit threads or on certainly the foundational principles. Look, wiping is something that we should all be quite comfortable with. We have promised that we're not going to charge during this period, during the alpha as well. And, you guys and gals are not going to be playing, you're essentially the live game. And so, yes, we are going to be wiping all the time. That's just how it is, and that's how it has to be. Any ETA on founders tiers? Well, now that we are have announced pre-alpha, yeah, we're going to get back to that. We didn't want any distractions whatsoever, or as few as possible, until we reach the point that we are today. And the other thing is, I didn't want to start putting up new tiers or anything that looks like, hey, we're trying to get, more money from you folks, until we met at least this goal. I mean, if we'd been on time and we had alpha launched when we had originally hoped, yeah, I probably would have had the tiers put up, new tiers put up, or even old tiers put back up. But to me, it just seemed wrong. We were late with alpha, and when you're a game like ours, even as active as we are with the IT folks and as active we are on the forums, we want to be able to show something to our backers. So, we'll have that opportunity starting on Wednesday. What environment will we see in the pre-alpha? Very similar to what you saw during the BSC. Essentially, we took that map, expanded it out, added objectives, added more daises, added some more, trees. We added a couple bushes just for fun, and we're going to be expanding that more and more over the next few weeks. When can we see a stealth archetype? When I get to the stealth system. How much audio is implemented in the test? Bingo. Sorry, none. Do what most people do during their MMO play times anyway. Put on your own music, enjoy it. We are certainly looking and want to get sound and music in reasonably quickly, but that hasn't been a focus of ours. We know it's important. Obviously, I've spoken about this both during the Camelot time, Warhammer, and afterwards. So, yeah, we will have that. Will there be any servers in the EU for alpha testing? Right now, no. We can certainly talk about it, but part of the reason we want to keep the servers, on Amazon and not Amazon, as far as I know, located in Europe, is to see how it is for you European folks. So far, what we're hearing from our internal testers is that they are having absolutely no problem. But this is what we want to test now, so we can get it ready and right at launch. Because you do not want to certainly make those kind of decisions after you launch. When can I give my extra account to friends? When we have the time to get everything we need in the account editor set up properly. How many players per server and how many servers for PAT? Well, that's part of what we're going to be finding out, won't we? We want to see how many the servers, can handle. We were over 80 in our last test, and that's per, not for all the servers. That's just with one instance. So we have to see how many we get. Will we have shiny weapons like the BSC client? I think so. Can you be more specific on the timetable for the tests? We're going to talk about that tomorrow. Right now, again, three time slots will absolutely be in the mix. One geared to Europeans, another geared to East Coast folks, another geared to West Coast folks. Question about no banes and boons for crafters. No, we just haven't gotten to them yet. Of course there are going to be banes and boons for crafters. Crafters ain't second-class citizens in this game. They're their own class. We just haven't gotten to them yet. Planning on implementing collision detection? Well, some of our IT guys can answer that question for you right now. Question about giving streamers special privileges. I don't think we've given any yet. So not quite sure what you mean. If you think we're in the future not going to give special privileges over the oil backers, we've already done that. We've invited a bunch of IT folks into the game early. We're going to do that even more, over the next few months, over the next couple of years. As some of you guys who I know are in chat know, that I sent out an email a number of months ago inviting the wrong tier into IT, and I apologized to them by telling them that we were going to get into IT free of charge, and we did that. So I think we've shown an awful lot of loyalty towards our backers, and we'll continue to do so. Building construction system, certainly not in this PAT. Question about North American players being able to play on EU servers. Of course. We have said from the beginning that we are not going to region lock in North America and Europe. The reason I cite North America and Europe, because the same thing I said during the Kickstarter for Asia, and that is going to be different, or may be different. But for European and North American players, no difference. And same as far as I would expect at this point, with South America as well. Will the PAT checklist start implementing pieces of the crafting system? Yeah, that one you'll have to wait and see. A question from somebody who says they got that email and never got into IT. Hey, if you did not get into IT, you did not get that invite, please contact me on the forums. we will take care of it.